Hurricane Ida devastated Louisiana 1 month ago, and many people there are still suffering. FEMA has approved nearly 500,000 applications for disaster assistance, totaling more than $638 million. But that covers only part of the need in that region, where families are still very desperate for help. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, met with one of those families. He's in Dulac, Louisiana, with more on this part of the story. David, good morning to you.
Good morning from Cajun country, my friend. Listen, this started with a call from the Representative Tanner McGee, who represents this area. He said, David, we need some CBS News coverage because the federal help from FEMA is not coming fast enough. We spent the last 3 days here. Talk about hard-hit Terrebonne Parish. We're surrounded by the Louisiana Cajun bayous, and we spent the last 3 days following around a single dad and his daughter who are sleeping in that truck right behind me.
This is where Sterling Guidry and his daughter Bree slept last night, in this truck. It's been their bed for the last month, here or in that tent.
And FEMA denied us today, like around 2:30, and so I'm like stressed out and don't know what to do or how to reappeal because I'm not a paperwork person, I'm a laborer.
FEMA did not approve him to get money to rebuild his home, which was destroyed during Hurricane Ida when that tree fell right through it.
Our little tiny house, I built from scratch. Every single piece by myself. And I'll do it again, you know.
Guidry is a part-time fisherman and landscaper in Dulac, Louisiana. Since Hurricane Ida, his main job has been just clearing off his own property.
If you want something done, they say you got to do it yourself, and that's what I've been doing.
Hi, I'm David.
David, Tony Robinson, pleasure to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
We went to Tony Robinson to ask about Sterling's story. He oversees FEMA's federal relief operations in southeast Louisiana. We asked him, when would people like Sterling, who need RVs or mobile homes to live in right now, get them?
I would say that we'll probably start placing trailers sometime in the November time frame.
That's another month.
Yes, sir. That's not the only thing that we've got going. The non-congregate sheltering, our transitional sheltering assistance, where people can go get a hotel room today.
I tried to get a motel room close by, but there ain't none.
You know, Sterling told us the reason he didn't get approved to get money from FEMA to rebuild his home is because he couldn't prove that he owned the property. FEMA used to require you to give him a deed, but they changed that policy just recently. You can now give them, let's say, a letter from a local mayor that says you own it, or you can show them a home improvement receipt, or proof that you've paid property taxes. So Sterling went digging, looking for proof. He even went down to the tax office.
They're closed?
Closed until further notice. And the number was disconnected. We called FEMA back, and that's when they did something very rare. FEMA accepted this handwritten signed letter from Guidry. He wrote, I have lived on the property for 31 years, saying his mother passed away, but before she died, she told me that the property is mine. In the meantime,
I remember that they hauled off my tiny house in big sections. So I went to the trash pile this morning and cut out part of the floor that was still together to make my foundation.
This is where Sterling and Bree are going to bathe. But until it's ready,
That should be enough for you, my baby.
they are bathing with water bottles at a porta potty 5 minutes down the road.
It's been hard, depressing, sad. It's hard on my dad, and he just like holds it in. So, you know, a person can only take so much.
On this night,
Look.
their tent was infested with bugs, and so they went back to the truck for night number 29.
You can see the bugs right now. Look, FEMA has fast-tracked this man's story as early as today. We expect that FEMA will approve Sterling and give him up to $36,000 so he can rebuild his home. He told me, David, I have $200 to my name. That's it. Every little bit helps, but I want you to know that there are thousands of people like Sterling in southeast Louisiana right now. Every little bit helps, including picking up the trash. It's been a month since the storm, Gayle. A month, and the trash is still at the road.
And David, that's why it's so important that you tell these stories, because they're facts and figures, but to these people, these are real life people living this life. His daughter's beautiful, by the way. I think she summed it up nicely. It's hard, depressing, and sad. It's heartbreaking to see he was denied when you see how he's living. Thank you, David. Thank you very much.